Yo, 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 what's up? This is John from Judge University Girls in the Peach Capital of the State, baby. All right, boys and girls. I ain't gonna be on here long, just a few minutes. I got some stuff I gotta do. I just wanna give you guys an update on the 86. So, I got it jacked up a little bit higher, moved my jack stands, left my jack in place so it don't crush me. I took now I know she looks dirty because I went mudding before I started tearing this thing apart. So I have two tanks. This truck had two tanks, a left and a right. So these tanks are actually brand new. It just looks dirty. I sprayed undercoating on it before I put it up there. And then the other one I didn't spray. I just left it galvanized. But this thing has brand new fuel pump, sending unit, the whole 9 yards, new tank. Like I said, it's just dirty. Good pressure wash, should be good to go. These things are like $300 for the whole kit, not including the tray or the bracket. So if anybody's watching this and they need either a left or a right fuel tank for a square body, let me know, because I will part with them. I got a left side and a right side. Besides that, I took, the wood and all that stuff out, because once that gets done, then I will, after everything's done, all the wire loom's done, the fuel line, the fuel pump for this thing, the new fuel pump's supposed to be here this week. Then I can go ahead and finish the fuel lines and tie them into the factory lines. It's getting a Carter 59001. I believe that's the number. It is a TBI pump because this thing is throttle body. And once I get that pump, it mounts to the rail, and then I'll put a pre-filter, and I'll just use the stock filter that's already on the truck because I replaced it when I redone everything. Somebody else asked me, did I paint these floors? No, I didn't paint these floors. This is what it looked like underneath the carpet when I pulled it out. This thing is solid. This is factory color. This is factory. So, the bottom looks just like this. The rockers, the cab corners. This truck is actually one of the nicest trucks that I've actually worked on to date. There is a dent. It is actually right there in the bottom of the rocker, which that's nothing. I can fix that. That's no worries. But these are the slosh tubs, and you have to take the battery out because you can't use the battery in the mega tubs from slosh tubs. Excuse me. So I got a battery tray for 88 to 98 OSB. And Mike said, see if that will work. Well, it wouldn't work, right? There's just not enough real estate, and it's just too big, whatever. But I did do something. I cut the bottom of it off. I'm gonna put it in the description, the link. I actually cut the bottom tab off. I cut this off. This was on the bottom. I cut that off of it. And the reason why is because I relocated it. I relocated a battery. And I have to order a battery because that battery tray takes, Lord have mercy, which one does it take? It takes either an Odyssey 1200 or what is the other name of that other battery? Hold on a second, let me look and see. XS 1200 battery. And them bad boys is not cheap. I think I found one on Amazon for like, business price was like $219. So once I have to wait a little while, he'll have to order that. So I'm gonna show you where I put the tray. Oh, I'm gonna show you one more thing. So right here, there's not gonna be a gas nozzle, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to drill a hole in this piece of angle, because I had to put this piece of angle in here because I ordered bedsides, where I got bedsides with no floor, just the rails. So I didn't want to cut the floor because we was making a floor. So actually, so what I'm going to do on this panel here is I'm going to drill a hole here and drill a hole here, and I'm going to put a race car style hot lug here and a ground here. And also I'm going to put a master kill switch right here, you know. So I'm going to put hot leg or ground, hot leg or ground. So it'll be 2 posts here. There might be a little bit further out because I'll probably make a bracket where I can spot weld it to this, where I can bring it out where it's a little bit further out where you can grab a hold of it. But nevertheless, it'll be a ground and a hot, and then a master kill switch right here. I also probably going to put a Schrader valve here. You know, the Schrader valve that's on your tire. I'll probably put one here and run a line from there to the tank on the air ride. Just in case, let's say something happens to the compressors fail, whatever. I haven't had one to fail if you wire them up correctly, take care of them. But anything can happen. But if I put a Schrader valve here, where if I need to put air, I can put air. Also, probably going to put a quick connect, a hose connect, like a Prevost connect, where you can put an air line to it. So if you need air to put air in a tire or something. So going to do that as well. And then I'll put the gas door on. So when you open the door, there'll be just a battery cutoff switch, hot leg, ground leg for the battery in case you need to jump the battery off for whatever reason, so you don't have to crawl under the truck. And then there'll be a Schrader valve for emergency air, put air back into the tank. And also there'll be a quick connect where you can put an air line so you can put air in the tires or whatever. So I'm going to show you, where. So here, so the stock gas tank was bolted here and there. That was what was keeping the truck from laying all the way out, right? So I'm probably going to have to change these bolts or weld these bolts here or something, because nevertheless, I don't know. Probably don't want to grind them off, lay in the frame or damage them or something. I'll just have to figure something else out. But the new transmission cross members in, which raised the transmission up past. Anything that's below this frame rail is going to touch the ground. So you see the exhaust. So going to cut the exhaust out and then reroute the exhaust up, because it needed new exhaust anyway. Raise it up. Not going to put nothing crazy on it, like 1.5 inches or 1 7/8 inches. I think that's what's supposed to be on it. And then run the exhaust out. But here is the stock battery box. Now, you can get these boxes online or on Amazon for, you know, $25, $35, $45, $50. This one was actually for a 88 to 98 OSB or OBS or what, OBS truck. So Mike said, see if it'll work under the hood. We don't have one for 86 square body for the big tubs. Just do whatever and let me know. So I cut the bottom of it off, the tab that actually come I'll show you here in a second, that went further down, and it already had one hole, slotted hole. You can see it was slotted, but I drilled 2 more holes, and then I bolted it to the bottom of the bed rail, right? And you say, why didn't you bolt it to the frame? Well, I didn't want to bolt it to the frame because it didn't have enough beat on the bottom to get, so I put it there. And 2, this is lower than that. So if you look at it, this is lower than that. So when the truck's all the way down, if this was touching the floor, it won't be touching the battery. So if I put it on the frame rail, I just didn't like the way it was. So I was trying to make what I had work, and that worked out great because I got 1 bolt that bolts it to the frame, and then the 3 it goes across the top, and I mean, it's solid. So, I'll show you the top. Yeah, let me crawl my big donkey tail out from underneath here. So, the bolts, oh, a light's in our face. The 3 bolts that are right here, now they'll be covered, this will be covered up with sheet metal, the floor, and you'll say, well, how are you gonna get to the back side of those if you ever to take it down? Nice DeWalt on the floor there. DeWalt. Oh, you talking about, man, somebody threw that son of a gun in the dumpster because the end was broke, right? I mean, she's had a rough life, don't get me wrong. But they throw it away because Asha. Oh, Jay, I've had that drill right there for about 10 years. But, so what I'll do is I'll bring the welder over here and I will weld these nuts to the inside of this bed rail. So once the floor's on, then the 3/4 birch plywood's down, and then the custom speaker box and all that mess. And if you ever have to take the battery box out for whatever reason, you don't have to worry about getting in here because I'm gonna weld these there. If I had nut inserts, yes sir, things will truck on forever. Oh yeah. So I'm not a real big fan of nut inserts because they pull out. I've had them pull out before. So if I put a bead of weld around that and around that one and around that one, she ain't coming out. So you got a whole party going over there. Yeah, I'm about to be done, buddy. All right, so this is the battery tray. I got a bunch of stuff coming for the C10, and then all this stuff, the wire loom, that's for those wires are for the 2 compressors. So I have to run a new wire from the front of the truck back here to grab the positive. And then I already have the ground wire, or let me see, I already have the ground. Let me see if I can get up under here so I can show you. So here's, watch, there's gas gonna come out of that hose. Watch it, I guarantee there's gas gonna come out. Residual. All right, right there. So here is the ground strap for the battery. It's grounded to the chassis right there. So what I'm gonna have to do is let me crawl out from under this thing. Ooh. What kind of jack stands do you prefer? Jack stand is a jack stand. I will show you a trick on them though. Hold on a second. So I have to, this wire here is for the battery. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to Tractor Supply, and they have this cable here over in the welding section. So I'm gonna get some of this, and I am going to make me a new piece. I'm gonna take this off. This goes to the starter and whatnot. So I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna make new ends, I'm gonna make new ends on the end, and I'm gonna run it 1 solid wire. Now somebody could say, well, why don't you just cut that off and take a piece of copper tubing and join the new wire and the old wire together? you could do that too. But every connection, every point of connection is a possibility of failure. So I have some ground wire, this right here, this 1 gauge, but that was actually the kit for that truck there. So I can't use that, and that's what's left over. So that's for that truck, so I can't use that on this truck. Plus, they sell this welding lead stuff here at Tractor Supply. So what I'll do is this is the negative. So I've already got the negative. Here's the positive. So I'll just take the positive loose, find out where it goes on the engine, on the starter, and then I'll just make a new cable, and I'll run this all the way back to the battery. It'll be easy peasy, cheesy, greasy. Also, I'll take the ground, because see, this right here is grounded to there. We've got a lot of cleaning up to do up underneath here. So this is the ground cable, and this has to be grounded to the battery. So what I'll do is I'll make a new one of these, and I'll ground that to the chassis. I'll take this, and I don't know if I'll change this end or not. I might change it because, see, it won't reach. So I have some new ground straps coming, so I'll probably just take this off all the way and just use a whole new ground strap, like I used on the, like these right here, like I used on the C10, the A68, and just put a new ground strap from the alternator to the chassis, and then make a new one of these, run it to the chassis, because this is grounding all this out. Also, this is a 4.3 V6. So this truck was March, or the 36th week and 86 is what this truck was ordered, right? And I mean, still got the factory overspray on the daggone, on the doohickey, on the radiator, on the core support. So everybody keeps asking me, am I gonna pull this 4.3 out and do a LS swap or do this or that? At this very moment, no. This truck's my oldest son's truck. So this is a 4.3 V6. These things are pretty much bulletproof. This truck's had 60-some thousand miles on it when we got it 2 years ago, actually, in 21. Let's see. Got this truck when he turned 17, a week before he turned 17. He'll be 20 in January. So had this truck, had this truck 3 years already. Man, time flies. So changed the injectors, new throttle body, plugs, wires, little sensors all here and there, and this thing, it's got like 76,000 miles on it now. So it runs great. It's got a vacuum leak. It's not a vacuum leak, but the donut gasket on the exhaust, that ceramic donut is broken because the exhaust was broken. So it would suck air around it, and then that air would hit the O2 sensor, and then it will make it think it's running lean, and it wouldn't act right. But then when you get on it and, you know, it cleared back up, the check engine light would come on. I think it was 41 or 31 or 51 because it would blink. But it's the exhaust leak is what was causing it. So once you get the exhaust leak fixed, I like the way you say air. So once to get the exhaust fixed, or new exhaust, that should fix that. And then I will take this shroud off, take the mechanical fan off, put a electric fan system on it to clean up the engine bay on that. And then we'll go from there. I got a panel bond those pieces, those inserts on that. I have to get some whammy rods, because we lost the hood hinges because of the slosh tubs. So you get a whammy rod kit, which bolts here, and then it bolts somewhere else, and then it grabs somewhere in here. I don't know exactly where it grabs. So it's actually the gas shocks And they call it a whammy rod. And I think that kit's like $140. I think that's what that kit is. So once I do that, and then I'll build a plate to cover the air conditioner box. I got to call my buddy Patrick and see if he wants that box on the inside of the truck, because this is an air conditioner truck. He bought all the air conditioner stuff on the outside. I need to see if he wants to buy the stuff on the inside. So he's putting air conditioner on a Square Body that didn't have air conditioner, and he wanted to run all factory stuff. And then because he's going to put vintage air on this, and we're going to close that up. So I need to close that up so when I oven clean all this and pressure wash the daggone fire out of this thing to clean it up even better. Back to the LS. A lot of people was asking me was going to change this thing out to a LS. At this moment, no. But if we do change it out to a LS, I got a homeboy that he buys all the 4.8s, 5.3s, 5.7s, 6.0s, and 6.2s he can find, because he does LS swaps all the time. So if we was to do an LS swap later on, not right now, later on, if we was to do an LS swap, we would do a 6.2 swap. And heck, might as well just throw twin turbos on it or a Whipple supercharger. Just go big or go home. But right now it's not broke, so don't fix it. But also JS alternators, they sell alternator kits for everything. So if you need more power in your vehicle, electrical power, because you're running a lot of accessories and speakers and amps and all kinds of stuff, JS alternators, they sell souped up alternators for whatever. They got a lot of stuff on their website. So also they have an alternator kit where you can run a single or a dual. And they also have some options where you can run 3 alternators. So I know that this truck's going to have at least 2 alternators. And I think they're 325 or 350 amp alternators. And the way it works, it bolts. You take this alternator off, it bolts right where it's supposed to go. It has one alternator, and then the other alternator's right beside it. So this alternator has a double pulley, if I remember correctly. And then the engine is running this one, and then this one is running that one. So you have 2 alternators. Because the Scott Berkeball at Carolina Audio, he said they're going to have at least 2 alternators, because we're going to have a battery for the truck and at least 4 or 5 batteries for the stereo system. So this alternator will run the truck and the air ride, and then the other alternator will run the stereo and electronics. So I think that's how he told me. But nevertheless, it has to have 2 alternators for that. The AC compressor, it's not locked up, but it doesn't work. The AC didn't work. So I will have to get a new AC compressor like that, like the stock one. Let me go on this side so you can see. I'll have to get an AC compressor like this. But then the vintage air kit, you tell them, super great guys, they've helped me out a lot here in the last few months. So you tell them you're running this type of compressor, and then they sell you in the kit the retro lines, where the lines come across out of the box over here, and they're cut to length, or they're cut long with no ends on them. So you pull the lines over, you mark them, and then you take it to an AC shop, and the AC shop puts the ends on them, crimps them, and then you hook it up and you're good to go. So this is the stock AC compressor, which is pretty common on all the GMs. So it's not broke. So by doing that, have all the brackets and all that. So if we didn't have the brackets, we'd have to run a bracket like this quick bracket, to put the AC compressor either on the driver's side or the passenger side. But since we already have all that stuff on this truck, we just have to buy a new GM, alternator, a new GM air compressor. And then when they order the AC compressor, or the AC system, tell them what compressor I'm running, and then they'll have the lines from that. But y'all like that handy dandy hood rod right there, boy? That thing right there is custom. So that's that, boys and girls. Yeah, these ground straps right here, you get these from LMC. They are super, super, super nice. So you have 12-inch, 8-inch, and then 6-inch, and then they have the smaller ones. So these right here are super, super nice, super nice. So besides that, boys and girls, that's about it. That's about it. So hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know what you think. And almost up to 2,000 subscribers, and we'll be good to go. Oh, I did follow up with Jeff from AVS, and he told me that this controller right here, this is the controller that tells the air pressure for the front bags and the back bags and the tank pressure, right? And then here's the instructions. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory, both sides, blah, blah, blah. That's the controller, the digital gauge. So this is the gauge, that's the controller, up, back, left, right, side to side, all that good stuff. What's up, Benz? So he told me, I told him what that thing was doing, and he said they don't have a lot of tech on that thing because it's new. It's a new version. But he did tell me this. If it didn't have a good ground and a constant 12-volt, good, clean 12 volts, not a dirty 12, a clean 12. He said, not a dirty 12, a clean 12. And if you don't know what a dirty 12 is, a dirty 12 is when you piggyback off something else. A clean 12 is where you're going directly to the source. So I'm going to check with that either one late night this weekend or this week or something, you know, when I'm not working after hours, to figure out if that's the case. And then I'm going to take the old seat, put the seat back in here, and then get some shipping blankets from Harbor Freight and lay the shipping blankets down for the time being, because once I'm not going to put nothing down until we get some kill mat, put the kill mat down, and then put the factory underlayment back down, and then the carpet. I found a company that will sell the carpet, the color that he's looking for, which is like an orange. So, but that's later on because I don't want to put brand new carpet in it and then you in and out, and you just destroy it. So Automail Direct is supposed to be sending a new dash. They sent it a bunch of stuff, a new dash, new gauge benzel, trim, new grill, new grill insert. I'm going to reach out and see if I can find some, see if Bumper Boys in Tennessee, or if anybody knows a good chromer, drop it down in the comments and let me know, because I am going to cut these bumpers and I'm going to tuck them. You can't tuck them far because you only got that much room at the back. So whatever this measures from here to here, that's what I'm going to take out. I'm just going to cut the bumpers and suck them in, and then tack them, and then TIG weld them back together. And I'm just going to tuck them in just a little bit, and he was saying that if we keep that lower spoiler, I'm pretty sure it's probably going to get mashed once it lays all the way out. I'm not sure, but if it doesn't, he wants to put some AVS fog lights into it. And the AVS fog lights are similar to these right here. These are turn signals. But AVS, airbagit.com, they make some of these. And you might be able to use these. I don't know how bright these are, but they have different ones. These are for that truck, for turn signals in the bumper. But So he wants to put some fog lights in the bottom. Bro, I can see your tat on your hand if you don't mind. Are you talking about this? Are you talking about this? Or are you talking about this? Which one? Which one you talking about? So, and then once everything's done, I'm gonna pull the truck out and then I'm going to start building the chassis for this thing, this box truck. The left one, my left arm, is that what you're asking? This part here, 2019. I got that from like the bottom of that koi to there in 2019. Is that my left? Is that what you're talking about? That one? I appreciate it. James Vaughn, he was on Ink Master. He's my buddy. We've been friends for like 30 years or so. So, any questions? If not, been on here for about 30 minutes. Yeah, I got more Dynamat ordered. Yep, and then this one, let's see, hold on. This one, I don't know if you can see it. Got hair on it. That's my car, a 54 Bel Air Coupe. I don't know if you can see it because hairy arms, but yeah. So I gotta take this battery tray, and I have to drill 2 holes right there, and turn it down and bolt that to it. I appreciate it. And then we'll go from there. So if that's it, boys and girls, I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, I was like 1,985 subscribers. So I'm like less than 20 to hit 2,000. And I'm gonna clean up my tools and make sure everything's turned off. And I'll see you guys this week. Remember, I go live Wednesday at 6. Going to go live Wednesday at 6 on finishing up the next chapter. We're finishing up chapter 4 in the auto collision repair book. Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm gonna show y'all this. So, you know when you guys get like furniture and all kinds of stuff, and they send you, this right here was actually for a TV mount, to mount a TV to the wall, right? So you got all these spacers and all these shims and stuff. I don't throw none of this stuff away. And the reason why is because you see these centers right here? They got those little discs in the center. I needed a plastic washer, right? So I knocked those centers out and I used those plastic washers. On some other stuff, I needed some spacers to push something out. And I used, pack 11. I done used pack 11, and it was spacers like this right here. So they were M6 by 17 millimeter spacers, and they're plastic. So don't throw that stuff away. Put that stuff in a box and keep it. So I appreciate you, boys and girls. And look at this right here. Remember what I said, boys and girls? Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, share, comment, drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. Hope everybody has a great week. We're almost ready for 2025. And remember what I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace, love, and chicken grace. I'm out.